But when I come back, she was doing her best friend's hair at the house. So I came in from work, told her that I was gonna walk to the store for a second to grab some things.
Did I not call for a DNA test, Miss Beckley?
You did not.
You denied me a DNA test twice. And now you telling me I don't deserve it? I have children, and all of them have my last name.
And so you get to the hospital, beautiful baby is born. Do you sign the birth certificate?
No, they won't let me.
Why?
Because she's still married.
Her friend started to tell me a story. She was like, well, I just want to tell you something. She was like, well, the whole time that you was gone, she was cheating on you.
Her best friend told you
This
that?
is what her best friend told me.
It would be a shame for me not to step up for mines. It would be a shame.
You denied her from the point I told you I was pregnant to now. Hold on. Did you cheat on your husband 11 times?
No, I did not. But yes, I did cheat on him. We were married when I was 16 years old. I was just a kid.
Guess who's not the daddy? Or so he says. Mr. Dark totally denies being the dad of Ms. Bailey's little guy, saying it's a big nope because of their on and off flings. He calls Ms. Bailey a fibber because of her past oopsies, making it super clear he thinks her baby daddy drama is just wacky. Buckle up, because the roller coaster is just starting.
Mr. Dark, you say the defendant is a promiscuous liar who broke your heart 4 years ago, stepping out on your then relationship. You admit to having a one-night stand with her 2 years ago, but are furious. Ms. Bailey is now claiming you fathered her 11-month-old son, which you say is impossible.
You won't believe this. When Mr. Dark gets back from a work trip, bam, Ms. Bailey's best bud spills the beans that Ms. Bailey was playing sneaky games while he was gone. This shocker flips Mr. Dark's world upside down since he thought they were tight for the past 4 years. Hold on to your socks, because there's more gossip coming up.
But when I come back, she was doing her best friend's hair at the house. So I came in from work, told her that I was gonna walk to the store for a second to grab some things. Her best friend came running out of the door and was like, hey, Terrence, wait up for a second, I'm gonna go to the store with you. Her friend started to tell me a story. She was like, well, I just want to tell you something. She was like, well, the whole time that you was gone, she was cheating on you.
Her best friend told you
This
that?
is what her best friend told me.
Wait, what? Even after all that mess, Mr. Dark spills that they kept hanging out and doing the grown-up tango on the down low. They just couldn't cut the cord, showing their ties were all tangled up in feelings and stuff. Stick around, the tea gets even hotter.
We still seen each other occasionally.
Seen each other and had sex, or
Yes,
just seen
ma'am.
each other
Still
and
was
said
having
hello?
unprotected sex sometimes, yes, ma'am.
So you kept having sex until
2016.
It was like early March.
you have sex and you didn't use protection?
No.
ma'am.
When was Jameer born?
November 13th.
You're saying the last time you were really intimate was around in March?
Yes.
Oh, snap! It turns out Ms. Bailey's been in this paternity pickle before with another one of her kiddos. Like, history's totally repeating itself right here with Jameer. This adds a whole layer of to their already spicy story. Don't go anywhere. It's about to get even juicier.
So one of your other children, there was a paternity question surrounding that.
Yes.
And you got it resolved? It was determined
That he wasn't.
the biological father. Do you know who your child's biological father is? That
Yes.
child? You do know?
Yes, I do.
During the window of conception, we outlined between February 17th to February 24th.
No, ma'am.
Both of you said no.
You gotta see this to believe it. Despite his doubts, Mr. Dark admits he's been playing part-time dad to Jameer, taking him to family shindigs and everything. It shows he's got a soft spot, even with the mayhem swirling around. The twists just don't stop, folks.
Jameer is 11 months old. What has been your relationship
That's
with
why you don't
the
have
child?
your first child.
Jameer's life, I've been a part of his life. I've gotten him, I've taken him with me, I've kept him. I took him to Alabama with me when I went to my granny's funeral last month. And my whole family
Because
said
of
that
what?
that's not your
A
child.
So when you brought Jameer with you to your family member's funeral, your whole family said to
whole
you that's
family.
not your child.
The whole family.
The moment of truth arrives.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Dark, you are the father.
Buckle up. Here comes Ms. Beckley, strolling into court to prove Mr. Allen is the dad of 1-year-old Idale. She's really not happy. He's only seen Idale once, and she's here to tell him it's time to step up. Stay tuned, because it's about to get even crazier.
Ms. Beckley, you are in court today to prove Mr. Allen is the biological father of your 1-year-old daughter, Italy Beckley. You say Mr. Allen has only seen his daughter one time since she has been born, and you want him to take responsibility starting today.
Guess what's next? Mr. Allen totally disagrees. He's pretty sure he's not Idale's dad and says this whole mix-up is messing with his relationship with his fiancée. Think that's wild? Just wait until you hear what's coming.
Mr. Allen, you say you are more than certain you are not Italy's biological father and claim Ms. Beckley's accusations are driving a wedge between you and your fiancé.
Get your tissues ready. Ms. Beckley spills her feelings big time. She's super mad and upset because Mr. Allen hasn't been around for their daughter. Tears are flying, and she's begging him to be a better dad. But hold on, the drama's drama's just heating up.
I'm very angry, very frustrated. He's been neglecting her from day one since I got pregnant with her. I'm just sick of it, and I just want him to take responsibility of something we both made. It makes me feel angry. She's without a father, you know, and it's terrible that she has to go through that, and I'm raising her on my own. I just feel like you should be a dad to her, because you are her father.
You won't believe this. They start arguing about whether their meetup was for making a baby or just because they were adversary because they were mad at each other. Things are heating up, and not just because it's summer. Keep watching. There's more fun ahead.
It wasn't baby making sex. It was angry sex.
It's not about baby making sex. Sex is sex.
It was angry.
Whether
It was
it's
out of-
baby
it was
making,
out of
love
revenge,
making,
Your Honor.
hate
It was out of
making,
revenge.
sex is sex, and she's still here as a baby. It don't matter what type of sex it was unprotected, period.
She put me off the house. 4 months later, I come back on my daughter's birthday. Then a day or two later, you tell me that you're pregnant. I want a DNA test.
Here comes the bombshell. Ms. Beckley whips out birth certificates to show Mr. Allen signed for their other kids, but not for Ida Lay. Ouch. Ready for the next twist? It's just around the corner.
I have evidence, Your Honor. He signed Germany's and Xavier's birth certificate. Hers is not signed.
So the first one is for Germany, Jacqueline, and Allen. Father's name's there. Second one, Xavier, Dantes, Tyrell, Jerome, Allen. Third one, Italy, Lisa, Alexandria, Beckley. No father listed.
Hold on to your popcorn. Mr. Allen's upset because he wanted a DNA test and didn't get it. Not once, but twice. He's got doubt with a capital D, and he's not keeping quiet about it. Next part, it's a doozy.
I now call for a DNA test, Miss Beckley.
You did not.
You denied me a DNA
Oh,
test
crazy.
twice, and now you telling me I don't deserve it? I have children, and all of them have my last name. I didn't have my biological father in my life. It would be a shame for me not to step up for mine. It would be a shame.
You denied her from the point I told you I was pregnant to now.
Hold on.
She denied me the DNA test not once, but twice.
Time for the judge to drop some wisdom. She points out all the bickering and chaos between Ms. Beckley and Mr. Allen and how it's affecting the kids. Think this is juicy? Next reveal is even juicier.
Because I'm starting to understand what's going on here. This is a dance y'all do. You know this choreography. Arguing and dysfunction and yelling and back and forth. You all do this well.
Your Honor, I stepped away.
And
Your
this
Honor.
little girl is the one suffering because she's a year old with no father.
And here's the big moment. Drum roll, please. The DNA results are in, and guess what?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Allen, you are the father.
Told you. You too, fiance. Stepmama.
Guess what's cooking in court today? We kick off with the case name Brown Ramirez versus Wayne, announced by the court clerk. Ms. Brown Ramirez jumps in saying she wants to fix up her 10-year relationship with Mr. Wayne because of some baby drama. She's here with big hopes and even bigger problems.
Ms. Brown Ramirez, you are here in court today because you say you're hoping to save your 10-year relationship with the defendant, Mr. Wayne. You state you have 3 children with him, but confess that your 9-month-old daughter may not be his biological child.
Oh boy, things are heating up. Ms. Brown Ramirez drops a bomb. She might have a baby that isn't Mr. Wayne's. Cue the audience gasp. Mr. Wayne isn't having any of it. He's all about leaving if the baby isn't his. The stakes are as high as a circus tent. You won't believe what's up next.
Mr. Wayne, you argue that Ms. Brown Ramirez has lied and deceived you throughout your relationship.
Yes,
You
Your Honor.
warn, if the results reveal you are not the father, you will walk away and never look back.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, this is where it gets super spicy. Ms. Brown Ramirez admits she's been fibbing about her exes, and Mr. Wayne accuses her of being a professional fibber since day one. They get into a squabble about who's been naughty and nice, and the audience is eating it up, clapping and gasping like they're at a magic show, especially. Grab your popcorn. It's about to get even wilder.
Well, Your Honor, every other day is a constant battle of whether or not I'm cheating, I'm lying. I'm here because, you know, we have 3 kids, and I'm woman enough to be here and say that there's a possibility that my 9-month-old daughter is not Mr. Wayne's.
When I asked her about how many people she'd been
But
with
10
before
years,
me,
Your Honor, he knew this fact, and, you know, I didn't force him to stay in this relationship. He decided to stay.
Ready for a curveball? The spotlight turns to Mr. Wayne, doubting he's the daddy of 2 kids, starting with the baby. Ms. Brown Ramirez shares the deets about their rocky times and a mystery man, which makes Mr. Wayne even more jittery about being the pop. The past comes back to haunt them like a ghost in a closet. Just when you thought it couldn't get more bonkers, here it comes.
Not even
I
5
had
minutes
doubts.
after I had her, he took her out of my arms and just, you know, they had a bond. You know what I mean? It was like they're inseparable at this point in time. For him to constantly say that, oh, if she not mine, you chose to stay.
that's when I
Nobody
started
forced
to have
you. I
more
told you
doubts
plenty
of
of
her
times
being
you
mine.
could go.
And
because
why?
The baby don't look like me. I'm real dark, she real light. I also have evidence
mother
right
is
here to
light.
prove.
Here comes the big moment. No fooling.
It has been determined by this court that you are her father.
Thank you.
That's all I wanted.
All right, folks, buckle up for some drama. Ms. Davis spills the beans about hooking back up with her ex-hubby, Mr. Simpson, after a whopping 15 years apart. She's here today to drop the bomb that yes, indeed, he's the daddy of 2-year-old Elizabeth. Stick around, because Mr. Simpson's about to throw a curveball.
Ms. Davis, you say that after a rocky marriage and nearly 15 years separation, you reconnected with your ex-husband 3 years ago. You say Mr. Simpson is now denying he is your 2-year-old daughter Elizabeth's father, and you intend to prove paternity today.
Hold on to your popcorn. Mr. Simpson fires back, claiming Ms. Davis was a serial cheater during their marriage, and he's betting his last dollar that he's not the father of Elizabeth. He's sure the DNA test they took will prove he's in the clear. Wait till you hear Ms. Davis's side of the story. It's a doozy.
Mr. Simpson, you say that your ex-wife cheated on you multiple times and is incapable of being faithful. You say there is no way you are her daughter's father, and today's DNA test will prove your case.
No way! Did he just say 11 times? Yup, Mr. Simpson drops a bombshell claiming Ms. Davis cheated on him not 1, not 2, but 11 times in the past. The audience can't believe their ears. Ms. Davis is about to grab the mic, and you'll want to hear this.
Your Honor, for a fact, I've known 11 times that she's cheated in her previous relationships.
11 times?
Yes, ma'am. And that's just
What
it
happened?
counted. We were married 15 years ago. She tells me after I get off work to stay in the house. She got somebody that come and visit her. Okay, I stay in the house. Somebody pulls in my driveway.
Yikes. Talk about a tough spot. Ms. Davis admits she wasn't exactly the faithful type back in the day, but insists she's been upfront about all her past flings. She hopes to clear the air today. Don't go anywhere. Mr. Simpson's about to recount a juicy story from their past.
Did you cheat on your husband 11 times?
No, I did not. But yes, I did cheat on him. We were married when I was 16 years old. I was just a kid. But every time I cheated, I was honest with him. So I never lied to him.
Oh, so you cheated and told the truth.
And told the truth about it, yes.
Get ready for a wild ride. Mr. Simpson recalls a not-so-sweet memory of finding Ms. Davis making out with someone in their driveway. Yup, right in front of their house. Talk about awkward. What happens next might just make your jaw drop.
Your Honor, I'm at work, and she's home packing up her clothes. As soon as I come in, she's leaving with another man.
What made you take your wife back after she cheated on you 11 times? Did you feel like she had changed?
Yes, she had kids with other guys after we'd separated.
You felt like motherhood had matured her.
Yes, as it would any woman.
Oh boy, things are getting sticky. Mr. Simpson talks about how tricky it was getting back together, what with all the trust issues and, bedroom problems. He's puzzled by Ms. Davis taking loads of pregnancy tests when things weren't exactly, operational. You'll crack up at what's coming up next.
But it's true, you did reconnect.
Yes, ma'am.
And you all started to have a sexual relationship again.
The first week we were together, Your Honor, I just came out of a relationship. I have my own kids. I've got custody of all my kids because of all the stress that I was going through. All right, but yeah.
Oh, you said that very respectfully.
The first month we're together, she's taking a pregnancy test every week, once, twice a week.
Guess what? Ms. Davis explains she was just chatting with a friend in the car outside for hours because, well, Mr. Simpson gets a tad too jealous. She's just talking, folks, nothing fishy. But the plot thickens. Keep watching. The next part is hilarious.
Why you gotta be in the car?
Because he's too jealous.
I mean, let's be honest. You cheated 11 times, or maybe not 11, but you admitted you cheated. Now you're sitting out in front of the house with another man having conversations for 2 to 3 hours. He's gonna think something's going on either way.
Tearjerker alert. They show a cute pic of little Elizabeth, and both parents are getting all misty-eyed. Mr. Simpson loves her to bits, but is still not sure if she's his. The paternity drama is about to hit the roof, so don't touch that dial.
And so you get to the hospital, beautiful baby is born. Do you sign the birth certificate?
No, they won't let me.
Why?
Because she's still married.
You were willing to sign it, but they wouldn't let you because she was technically still legally married to somebody else, and because of that, baby Elizabeth has your last name.
Everyone's on edge as Mr. Simpson wonders aloud if Elizabeth's curly locks mean she might not be his after all. He's got a gut feeling something's off. The courtroom is buzzing as we inch closer to the big reveal. Will he be the dad or not?
She's beautiful. I mean, you see the curly hair and all my family's straight-headed. I've got Cherokee blood. I don't know anybody in my family that,
You feel like her curly hair is something that
yes, it's
indicates to you that maybe somebody else could be her biological father?
And here comes the moment of truth. Drum roll, please.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Simpson, you are the father.
okay.
Mr. Quarles kicks off the court drama by spilling the beans about his money woes and doubts over being 4-year-old Sierra Forrester's dad. He talks about a one-night whoopsie that's now costing him big time, causing all sorts of wallet ache. Just wait, it's about to get even juicier.
Mr. Quarles, both you and your wife have petitioned the court today for a DNA test for 4-year-old Sierra Forrester. You claim that due to a one-night stand, you are now in financial shambles caused by child support for a child you don't believe is yours.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hold the phone. Mr. Quarles dishes out how he got slapped with child support after a letter missed him and went to his old pad. He's all sorts of confused and miffed about being named Daddy by default because he didn't show up in court, which has his paycheck playing hide and seek. Stick around, the plot thickens when Ms. Forrester steps up to the mic.
A letter got sent to the old house that we used to stay at that I had to go to court. I never knew that. It was a month later. The next thing I know, I'm getting put on child support. I just want to know, how do they do that? You know, the mail went to somewhere to the other house, and I ain't signed no birth certificate. I ain't doing.
Well, you were named the father by default because you didn't show up to court.
Oh snap! Plot twist. Just when Mr. Quarles thought it was a one-and-done deal, Ms. Forrester throws a curveball, claiming they were more than just one-night buddies. She even passed a lie detector test, proving they hung out more than once. The room's buzzing, and you won't believe what's coming next.
I mean, it wasn't like no relationship or nothing like that.
Were you intimate with her? Did you have sex with her?
Yes, I did.
Did you use protection?
No, I didn't. It was just a one-night stand.
It was not, ma'am. I took a lie detector test.
Wait, you're saying that it was more than one time?
Yes, ma'am.
And you asked the court to administer a lie detector test?
Yes.
Because you say you had sex with him more than once.
Yes, ma'am.
Yikes, grab your popcorn. Ms. Forrester turns up the heat by saying they were more than just casual for a few months, even though Mr. Quarles is stuck on the one-time story. The court's now hearing all the workplace gossip, suggesting Ms. Forrester might have been the go-to gal for rumor. You're not gonna wanna miss what the DNA test reveals.
But let me ask you this, Ms. Forrester. So since you worked together, when you started sleeping with him, you knew they were in a relationship?
Yes, ma'am.
I want to talk about this, on and off morality. I mean, I didn't want to break up their relationship by telling her that this could potentially be his child. But on the other hand, I am sleeping with him knowing that he's with her.
She's a gold digger.
Here it comes, the big moment.
It has been determined by Mr. Quarles. You are the father.
Guess what's popping off? Judge Lake kicks off the Wild Show with the case of Van Metre versus Watkins. Ms. Van Metre is super eager to show that Mr. Watkins is the real dad of her kiddo, Decidre, because she wants his name all official on the birth certificate. Brace yourselves. Things are about to get spicy.
Ms. Van Metre, after a recent medical scare, you realized it is imperative that you prove to the defendant that he is the biological father of your 3-year-old son, Decidre, so you can put his name on the birth certificate. You are hopeful today's results will help save your family.
Whoa, buckle up. Mr. Watkins is throwing some major shade, doubting he's the daddy because Ms. Van Metre wasn't playing fair in love. He's pretty sure the DNA test will show he's not the father, and if that's the case, he's out of there. Next up, the tea gets even hotter.
Mr. Watkins, you say your paternity doubt has destroyed your relationship with the plaintiff, and when the results prove you are not the father, you are gone forever.
Oh snap, here it comes. Ms. Van Metre lets the cat out of the bag about cheating on Mr. Watkins. Despite the messy breakup, Mr. Watkins didn't pack his bags, but stayed to play dad to little Decidre. The why is a total mystery to her. Stick around, the drama's just heating up.
We are not in a relationship. We just live together at the moment. Broke up because of the simple fact that I cheated, and he has just stayed and he's been there throughout everything, throughout the whole birth, throughout my son being 3 now. He's just played his dad the whole time. I don't really know why he stayed. I just know he has stayed.
Get ready for some feels. Mr. Watkins gets real about why he stuck around. Growing up without a dad himself, he couldn't bear to leave the little ones hanging. His talk about being there for the kids is totally touching. Wait till you see what's up next. It's a doozy.
Number one, I'm not gonna leave a child without a father, because I grew up without a dad. So I'm gonna just go ahead and do what I have to do as a man and still be there.
You've been very good to this child.
Yeah.
Despite your doubt, because it means something to you.
Right. Also, I play father to her other child that doesn't have a father in her life. So I'm taking care of the whole crew.
And I understand that and I respect that.
You won't believe this. Mr. Watkins catches Ms. Van Metre texting some mystery dude and deleting messages. Super sketchy, right? But then bam, he's caught red-handed making whoopee in a car. Oh man. The plot thickens. Keep watching, because it's about to get even crazier.
How did you find out she was cheating?
I saw her on the couch texting, but I could clearly see what she's doing. She's texting and deleting messages. And she's like, oh, I was just talking to to my friend, would you delete the messages? So I left, just to cool down, because I don't like sticking around arguing about nothing. When her family picked me up, told me that they saw her outside in the car doing what she was doing with the dude. Pretty much she was having sex in the back of the car.
Hold the phone. This is Juice. Under the heat of Judge Lake's questions, Ms. Van Meter admits to hooking up with the texting dude right outside her house with her family nearby. This bombshell locks in Mr. Watkins' doubts about being the daddy. You gotta see what's next. It's a real jaw dropper.
Ms. Van Meter, are you in the car with the guy you were texting?
Yeah, but it was because he was leaving and I was telling him bye at first.
So
he came on to me and it just ended up happening. It's not like it was intentional.
So you admit that?
Yes.
So you had sex in front of the house in a car?
Yes.
Whoa, grab some tissues. Ms. Van Meter spills her guts, confessing she really wants Mr. Watkins to be the dad and for them to fix their rocky romance. She's all in her feels, hoping the DNA test will mend their fractured fairy tale. The emotional roller coaster is far from over, folks.
So the truth is, you do want your relationship to work.
Yes, I do.
And you do want him to be the father of your child, not just in deed, right?
Yeah.
But in name as well.
At the end of the day, if something happens to me, I want my son to know who his dad is, because I want him to be there for that person and to know that he loves them and all that.
Here comes the moment of truth. Drum roll, please.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Watkins, you are the father.
All right.